Over the course of this video, I will be discussing developmental genetics using a popular TV show to demonstrate a developmental network. This example is based on the characters and events from the show Parks and Recreation. First, we have the Leslie Knope gene, whose transcription is influenced by the proteins Ron Swanson, April Ludgate, and Ann Perkins. So if the Leslie Knope gene is transcribed, she gets to host a fundraiser for Pawnee Commons. The effects of Leslie's co-workers and friends can be seen through these studies of single and double mutants. Now we can go through each example and identify the developmental pathway. So in this first mutant, we can see that when Ron Swanson is not present, Leslie is able to host her fundraiser. Therefore, Ron inhibits Leslie. For our next mutant, we can see the same effect as Ron. Therefore, April inhibits Leslie. Next, in mutants lacking Ann Perkins, Leslie Knope does not host the fundraiser. Therefore, we know that Ann activates Leslie. Since we have worked through the single mutant relationships, we'll move forward to the double mutants. So in mutants lacking both Ron and Ann, Leslie will host the fundraiser. So there's two scenarios that can take place. The first one is with Ron, Ann, and then Leslie. And we know that Ann activates Leslie. And we know that Ron inhibits Leslie, so he'll first have to inhibit Ann. And so for our second scenario, Ron inhibits Leslie. And so because Ann activates Leslie, she'll have to inhibit Ron. We can see that this pathway would be the appropriate one, because if Ron and Ann were not in the situation, Leslie would still be able to host her fundraiser. However, if Ann was here to activate Leslie and Ron inhibited Ann, Ann wouldn't be there to activate Leslie. So our next situation is in mutants lacking both April and Ann, Leslie will not host a fundraiser. So we have two scenarios again. So April inhibits Leslie. We know that already from our single mutants. And Ann will inhibit April because she works to activate Leslie. And so our second pathway is with Ann here and April here. And we know that Ann activates Leslie, but April inhibits Leslie, therefore she will inhibit Ann. And so this pathway is going to be the correct pathway, because if April and Ann are not present, Leslie will not be activated. Now we are able to establish the full developmental network by combining the double mutant strands. We know that April inhibits Ann inhibits Ron, and Ron inhibits Leslie. So this concludes our understanding of the Parks and Recreation developmental pathway.